2, 1, play. Hey everybody, we're going to be getting into the next game. It is a best of 3 right now. We're sparring directly on top of Legion's Whisper, the random player, the red random player on the left, who is actually spawning as Terran once again. And this could be upsetting news for the unfortunate opponent, Crazy, who just lost a TVT against his GM random player. So that is kind of a sharp blow to take when you spawn against a random player as your batch, your mirror matchup, and you end up losing in a true macro game. That can kind of hurt your confidence a little bit, and right now Whisper has an opportunity to do a lot of damage. They are playing Antiga Shipyard TVT, and Crazy was really down to the tank count at the end of that last game. So with that in mind, we're kind of curious about what Crazy is going to be going for in terms of build orders. I really like the build order that Whisper was going for in the last game. It was very greedy, but he kind of made sure that it could pay off quite well, and it did, by getting out a heavy Banshee presence earlier on by going for the gasless expand into double gas very quickly to get out a 1-1-1 after the gasless expand. Got cloaked Banshees, did a bit of damage, really held the map quite well, and just kept controlling Crazy pretty effectively, and it worked out very, very well. Crazy's playing more standard. He had to lead an army for a bit of time. The problem is the double eBay that we saw being thrown down by Whisper was deadly. There was a point in time where there was a battle of 3-3 Marines and tanks versus 1-1 Marines and tanks. Crazy with the 1-1, and the guy actually might have had 2-1 at that point, but the point still stands. He was 3 or 4 upgrades behind, and that was quite literally the turning point of that entire game. Was right there, which is pretty impressive stuff. So with his barracks going down, Whisper is choosing to go for 1 gas. So it's like he's not gonna go for gas expansion. May go for a tech, possibly 1-1-1. It did work out well for him in the last game. He may just try and do it even faster this game. That'd be a nice deviation to see. Crazy, on the other hand, is looking like he'll be going for the gasless expand yet again. Now we're going to see the Marine with a peace agreement with that SCV is going to actually at first allow it to go away. Whisper may be able to actually escape with this SCV alive. Oh, nope, he's going to get cornered now. Draken, why did I say Draken? Hi, Draken. Instead we're going to have Crazy getting that SCV kill. Apparently, Draken, you could have gotten that SCV kill. That'd be quite awkward, seeing as you're not in the game. Yeah. Alright, well guys, if you want to go to xanderfever.tv/vote, let us know who you think is going to be winning the game, as that'd be very nice to see, as right now not very many people have voted. So I would like for that to change. But it looks like we are going to be seeing Whisper going for most like Banshees yet again. But it looks like Banshees are going to be coming down without cloak, unless he's going to go for something like Hellions, like Blue Flame Hellions. Possibly do a drop in the Blue Flame Hellions, or Siege Tank Rush, or something. I don't really know. It's looking like Hellions. No, we'll go with the Banshees. Looks like it's going to be lifting up the starport. We'll be landing it here in a moment. And it's kind of looking like we also see expansion. So there it is. We're already see the expansion behind the Banshees, which is a pretty good way to go about doing it. Get your map control, get your expansion down, and hopefully harass your opponent and do some damage there. So as you see, Crazy's expansion is not done yet, while we do see Whispers has also started, so he's not that far behind in the expansion timing, and he's going to be way ahead in terms of tech. So pretty solid planning is coming out from him. Alright, so Crazy is getting on his factors. Look, he may be going for actually the build that Whisper was doing in that last game. Because Crazy did see the SCV and everything. He knows the race and all that. He's scouted at the front. He knows that the gas was taken. He may be going for kind of a defensive Viking play would be a nice thing to see. So you get the Viking out first, you get the turrets for detection. Banshees then have a very hard time doing any damage whatsoever just because there's turrets and Vikings out. It's pretty simple stuff. So we do see the scan on the top. We see that Crazy was looking to see if this was going to go ahead and get out any kind of research. But we're actually seeing that Whisper in the vision of the comsat and everything. He still is going to go for the super swapperoo. So if you look at the vision of Crazy, we are going to be able to see that he knows that there was a switch happening. Wait, he can see the floating barracks? That's, or was that not floating? It looks like it's floating. It's got the fire. I feel like you should be able to see floating barracks like that. But oh, there's that Banshee. Looks like one Marine has fallen. Crazy does not have combat shield this time around. But Banshee's getting control very nicely, doing a lot of damage. We're going to see him trying to push back and do a little bit of damage, pick off that other Marine nicely. Now we're watching a lot of vulnerable SCVs starting to get damaged. With 5 Marines, though, Crazy should be able to push back the Banshee, but it's getting controlled incredibly well. Oh, the eBay is becoming a manor eBay in terms of how it's actually hurting the Marines. But this is a very nice micro to Whisper. Very, very solid. But look at his money. His money's getting a little bit high now that he's doing this. And he's actually going to be able to keep this Banshee alive. 13 kills. That is craziness. It's like 9 Marines and 4 SCVs have been lost by Crazy. If my math can be correct. It looks like Crazy actually did go for the Viking, defensive Viking, but just a little bit too late because this Banshee's going to go ahead and return home with a whole lot of damage done. So very nice control there from the Seigneur of the Whisper. And let's say, oh, Bluefin Hellions will be coming out. So we're going to have a lot of Hellions coming in for him. It's going to be great just to deal with the Marine count of Crazy. But Crazy is starting to get out his siege tanks, so that could be a little bit of a worry for those Hellions. I actually didn't get in there. So Whisper doesn't know about the add-on, which is a pretty significant thing. But Crazy's going for more standard, going for a lot of Marines, and when those Bluefin Hellions get in there, it's going to be really, really bad. But it's going to transition into a very nice mech play from Whisper. He'll be able to get his siege mode after the Infernal Igniter. As you can see how he's adding on more factories. Tech Lab's going to be on this guy, so we are going to be seeing siege mode and siege tanks mostly coming out shortly. That would make a whole lot of sense. Alright, so now with all of these racks on the way now complete, we're going to see a lot of reactors. Wow, Crazy really wants to get out his Marines. When we look at this, we see it's the first tech lab on top of a barracks. So Crazy doesn't have any upgrades for these Marines. You can see they are stimless, and you can see they are combat shieldless. Which is going to be a little bit unfortunate because right now we're going to see them going up against Blue Flame Hellions, and that is a bad battle. We need to get these guys into the bunker ASAP, and they do land there. We need to see a siege on the siege tanks. Crazy's going to get a nice high ground positioning on this tank. Maybe going, yeah, he's going to this money spot. He's going to be able to push forward and actually immediately attack this Hellion down there. Or, never mind, it actually moves. Oh, it's not in range. Crazy doesn't have vision. Maybe that automaton would be nice and provide that, but kind of doubtful. So here we have 3 Vikings from Whisper. Actually be able to land them and do a little bit of damage. We're going to see possibly 2 or 3 SCVs go down. 2 have gone down. We could see... Yeah, never mind. Just going to go ahead and pull away. He's done damage. These Hellions are going to push forward and now just go straight into the mineral line down there. They still have an opportunity to do a fair bit of damage. You see them starting to roast away. Oh, this is a lot of damage that's actually being done. Crazy is reacting nicely, pulling back, but talk about damage output. Those Hellions... Oh, that's really unfortunate. Now we just see another 8 SCVs going down. These, well, another 6 SCVs go down over there. 2 went down over here. We have a 3rd base now down for Whisper. Whisper's playing very, very solidly, containing Crazy incredibly efficiently. Now we're going to see him go ahead and do some more damage. See another 2 SCVs go down. This guy only needed 1 more shot before he would have died as well. But it looks like Whisper will be retreating and not actually worrying about that single SCV in that refinery. With a few Marauders here, no more harassment will be done by those Vikings. Alright, so now if you take a look at the base of Whisper, we do see him as his mech is continuing to progress. His siege mode is almost done. And over here in the land of Crazy, he's just working on getting out his combat shield and his stim. Looks like he actually canceled the reactors to build tech labs. Looks like he's trying to emphasize Marauders now. I think he's realized that the mech is the strategy for Whisper and wants to therefore get out more Marauders instead of the Marines. Which is fine. Marauders are great against siege tanks. You take less damage from the Hellions. You take more damage from siege tanks and they're beefier though, so it kind of works out in the end to be quite solid. But notice there's no 3rd out for Crazy, and this 3rd over here from Whisper has been out for a little bit of time. Just really starting to be mined, but sometimes over 1,300 minerals, or about 1,300 minerals left in this guy. But we do see that these mules are returning a fair amount, so let's see that under 1,300. God, mules actually really diminish these mineral fields quickly. Take a look at how fast the mule with a return goes by. This kind of shows you how quickly Terran can mine out their bases. When you just have a couple of mules constantly bringing down at one patch. We can see how this one's at 1,200, this one's at 1,500. Quite literally a significant difference. Looks like Crazy will be going for a little bit of a drop. He's got a couple Marauders and Marines. This looks like we see a scan getting thrown down that was by Whisper. So Whisper is actually moving forward, and it looks like Crazy's moving into the scan. I don't think he wants Whisper to realize that a good portion of the army is actually moving down to the left, because we do have Vikings on the field that could definitely shut down drops. But Whisper, oh, he is not going to be falling prey to anything. Sensor towers going to be thrown down along with these turrets. They're actually they're going to be completing before the medevacs have a chance of going down to that drop. But Whisper's going to lose control of the middle of the map as Crazy's stretching forward, and his third base is almost done. But once again, Whisper, just take a look at the mining that's already happening here. He's even mined a fair amount of gas already. Now we're going to see Crazy. Yeah, he's got pullback. He sees the turrets. He cannot drop here. Turrets just kill air units way too quickly, and that will go very poorly for him. Okay, so with this in mind, Crazy's looking to be in an interesting spot. He's kind of stuck being passive when he doesn't really want to be. Whisper's got a very, very good comm and everything, so Crazy's quite far behind in that respect. You can see how Whisper's actually doing a very good job of out-macroing. Look at the almost 30 food lead count that 30 food count lead that he has. It's pretty significant. So Crazy's going to be able to scan, move in, and see the fact that he can't engage there. That would go very poorly for him. Whisper's got a very nice tank count. Let me see, the eBay here hasn't gotten any upgrades because we're focusing on mech. So take a look at the fact that 2-2 is going down for these mech units. That's crazy. Crazy right now is sitting at 1-1 for his bio, and he's not getting out anything else. He's just getting his armory's eBay, and it really seems that Crazy is just getting taken apart in the upgrade battles. He's just not being able to produce all that much in terms of upgrades, and it's really, really hurting him in terms of where he could be with his army strength. But look at Whisper's Hellion count. So many Hellions, at 25 Hellions. So he's going to be going straight into, actually we see him split in half, half going to the third and half going to the natural. That'd be great. It looks like that's exactly what he's doing. Oh, that's really unfortunate for Crazy. That's what he's doing. Crazy now going to lose every single one of those SUVs at that third, and now we're having the one that is natural getting picked up hard. Marauders are going to be actually rather dead. Just other players trying to engage, but SUVs are dead at the third. SUVs are really increasing their death count at the natural expansion as these Hellions are just ripping them apart. 5 kills with this one Hellion. Now we're just seeing the Hellions taking on these tanks. They get some splash shots. It won't matter what the units are. It's going to take so much damage. It's Crazy losing almost all of these Marauders. Scratch that, he's lost all the Marauders, and that is a frustrating way to end that game. So Crazy has now lost. Crazy's lost that game 2, so we're going to go ahead and move into the next best of 3 series, because Whisper is now taking a 2-0 victory. So we're going to have Legion up 2-1 against UR Gaming. So we're going to go ahead and go on to the next series. Hope you guys enjoyed that, because we got more coming up next.